Hello and welcome to another one of my videos. If you are returning and have not already, please hit the subscribe button. It really does mean a lot to me, and it also makes sure that you know when I post one of my videos so you don't have to go searching or just waiting for it to pop up in your algorithm. So hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate it. Give me a like while you're down there. And if this face right here is new to you, hi, hello, how are you? My name's Ryler, that stands for Rachel Eiler, and I'm on a journey to figure out my life both personally, professionally, and financially. So thanks so much for clicking on this video. I am so excited about this topic because it's a question that I actually had myself. After taxes, I make under $40,000 a year. I live in quite a expensive area of Michigan, and I have a lot more bills than I did even when I was making way less. So I get a lot of questions of how the heck do you start when you don't have a lot of money to stuff? And it truly starts with just a few simple steps that I am going to show you right now. I want to preference this with whatever you plan on doing with your budget binders, whether you're planning to have one binder that's just variable expenses, or two binders that's variable and sinking, or three binders or four binders that have bills and challenges and all these things. It doesn't actually matter. What matters is knowing where your money is going with each paycheck. So again, I started, as I said in my last video, with only one binder and about 6 envelopes. 3 of them were dedicated to variable expenses. And remember, those variable expenses are things that change on a week-to-week basis. And sinking funds are things that I know I have coming up in the future that I should start saving for, but I can work towards that goal. And this way, when something does come up, I'm not blindsided by that cost. And something that I'm also looking at doing in the future, and I know some people don't feel comfortable with this, and I am one of those people, but a lot of people do have bills binders. For me, everything is on an automatic payment. I know how much money is coming out when, but I would like to have that in the future. So let's just start by kind of going over how exactly I know how much money to take out of my account and how much I can actually stuff and how much goes to bills. And the first 2 things you need are a calendar of some sort and a notebook. Literally, it does not have to be a fancy calendar. I got this at TJ Maxx for probably $5 a couple months ago. I got this during the back to school sale at Walmart. Didn't pay a lot. You have to do what's best for you. Maybe it's a dry erase calendar, maybe it's your phone calendar, whatever it is that you think will work best for you. So I'm gonna just start by opening up my calendar before I even open that separate binder, and I'm gonna go to September. You can already see that I started planning out when things are due. On the 1st, I have my rent due. On the 7th, I have Adobe due. On the 4th, I have my student loan money due and a subscription that I have due. So I have all of these different things that are going on, and it's the same thing in other months. So for example, I have my rent and my utility on August 1st. I had an Old Navy bill due on the 12th. I had my gym membership due on the 19th of August. So this is what last month looked like. And again, September is pretty much the same. So I want you to take whatever is in your calendar and apply it to a clean sheet of notebook paper. So let's go over what exactly our bills are to start with. Okay, so I'm just going to write here, and I'm a lefty. So if you're a lefty also too, major props to you. We are a unique brand, I'm always told. Hit the like button if you are a lefty. So I'm going to start by writing out all of my bills for the month, whether that's rent, maybe that's your utility, maybe that's your car insurance, a car payment, a phone bill, whatever it is. I want you to write that down. So I'm going to start with what is due on the 1st of the month. In general, let's just start with 9/1. So the bills I'm writing out for the first part of the month have actually already been paid. And again, that's what I'm going to show you is how exactly I budgeted that. So September 1st, I have my rent due. Also, September 1st, I have my electric bill. The next bill I have is on the 4th, and it is my subscription to Weight Watchers. The next bill that I have is on the 7th, and that is my student loan. Also on the 7th is my Adobe subscription. My car is already paid off, but that used to be due on the 9th. So I am going to throw my car payment in there just to show you guys kind of realistically how I did. Obviously, this is my car payment was $300. This is now $300 I have extra, but you know, I just paid this off maybe like a month or two ago. So let's pretend that I still have that car payment. Okay, and then we are then in the second half of the month. So my next bill is on 9/18. And that is for, I bought this camera a couple months back. So I have my camera credit card that I use from Best Buy. So I just put camera. On the 19th, I have Discover. Or no, sorry, I have my gym membership, which is Orange Theory. And then on the 20th, I have my credit card bill. And I believe that is all. Yes, that is all of my automatic payments. So typically with how I budget, these all are automatically taken out. I do not stuff them. I do plan on stuffing in the future. So this is the short list of everything that I have due between September 1st and the end of September. Now, I do want to mention that rent and electric, I do split with my partner, and so those are just half payments. So I'm going to go fill in all of this, and then we'll talk about it.
A few moments later.
Okay, so again, these are just my bills. So my rent is $572. My electric is typically, again, these are half, so typically is $70. My subscription is $10. My student loan is $400. Adobe is $22. My car is $302. Camera is $80. My gym membership is $150, and my credit card is $250. So we can see here I have quite a few big numbers. And what I want to do is I am actually going to turn this, and I am just going to split this in half with when typically my paycheck hits. So my first half of the month and my second half of the month. You can see that the second half of the month is definitely less than all of my bills combined for the first half of the month, which can be extremely overwhelming, and that's okay. So I'm just going to total up these real quick. We have 572 plus 70 plus 10 plus 400 plus 22 plus 302. Okay, so my total bills for the first half of the month is $1,376. That is pretty wild. And my second half of the month is we have 80 plus 150 plus 250. 250, I'm also just kind of throwing out a number there. My minimum card payment for my credit card, I am in a lot of debt. My minimum payment is actually $200, but I typically add on whatever the interest would be to try and keep that down. So the second half of the month, though, is $480. So clearly we have two very separate numbers, both very large, and also together for the total month of September, my bill, or the money that I'm taking out of my account in total, is almost $2,000. It's $1,856. Okay, so let's talk about my actual salary. I will be fully transparent with you guys. I do make around $1,300 per paycheck. My take home, if I only do 80 hours at my job with no overtime, is $1,285. Now, this is the total month, right? For one paycheck, I am already way under how much I need. That is without groceries. It's without, gas money. It's without trying to go out and have fun and still enjoy life, right? So let's say now if I times that by 2 per month, my total monthly salary would be $2,570. Okay. Now that I have all of my bills written out and all of my subscriptions written out, I am going to take this number and let's see how I can budget this. I'm going to start backwards. And what I mean by that is because I'm actually going to change this date. I know I wrote August, but my next pay date is 9/9. So next week on September 9th, I will get paid almost $1,300, okay? So looking at those numbers that I wrote down, I need to know that September 10th paycheck will cover these bills, these 3 bills right here. So I wrote down that $1,300, almost $1,300 number for my first paycheck of September. I get paid September 9th, which means those end of the month bills are the ones that I have to take care of first, right? And it kind of works for me because these monthly bills are smaller than the first half, but we're still going to prep for it, right? So let's take care of the ones that are the priority. Priority is everything. So when you kind of say, well, how do I start? How do I know how much to stuff? You want to stuff your priority first. So my first priority, of course, is those $480 worth of bills. So I am just going to do a quick little math here, of course, $1,285, and I'm going to subtract that $480 worth of bills. And I have $805 left. So after bills, which again is that $480, I have $805 to work with. And now from here, I'm going to break up how much I need, how much I can put towards those other bills. So for example, my rent is $572. So I am going to, in my rent folder or rent envelope, I'm going to take half, let's say half of that, because my rent is definitely a priority. So 572 divided by 2 is $286. And again, that's still a pretty big number, right? But that's still a priority that we have to budget for. So again, 805 minus 286. Now I have $519 left. So you're just gonna kind of keep doing that. So in my rent envelope, I just stuffed $286. In my, let's say, electric, I'm going to stuff, if my bill is $70, let's say I do $35. Okay, and all I do, and it's okay to use a calculator, is I just go through and I keep budgeting that way until I get somewhere. So student loans, let's say I'm going to take half and do 200. Okay, and I have 284 left. So again, I'm going to look back at what I have still to pay, and I have my car payment, Adobe, and one subscription. So again, what is the next priority? So next I want to focus on my car payment. Half car payment, and I should just know this off the top of my head because I did it for so long. But 302 divided by 2, of course, is 151. You don't have to put 151. You can round down if you want. It really depends. But my car is going to be 151. So now we are left with $133. $5 to my Weight Watchers subscription, and I put $11 to my Adobe, okay? So that leaves me with $117 still to stuff. Now here's where it really depends on you. You know that your bills were your number one priority, and we have already stuffed half for those following bills. So on that next paycheck, you are not going to be overwhelmed with an automatic $1,376 because you already have half of that. You only have to worry about that other half. So what is the next priority with this $117? Is it groceries? Is it gas money? What is going to meet your needs? Is it saving for something? $117 doesn't look like a lot, but remember that whatever you can save matters. One envelope at a time, $1 at a time. Remember that. I know for me personally, my next priority is a few different things. And I'm going to reference those 6 envelopes that I originally used. Groceries. Gas. I could put eating out here, but to me, that's actually not so much of a priority when I'm working with such a small number. So I'm going to make groceries and gas a priority. For me, another priority I have is definitely my car oil, my car maintenance. Those are 3 envelopes I know I can easily budget for until my next pay period. Now, car maintenance is a sinking fund, right? So it's something that's going to come up, but it's not something that I think about right now. Maybe the other thing I think about is Christmas. I have a big family that I buy gifts for. That is something that is super important to me, to make sure that I have money put away. So it makes Christmas a little bit easier to shop for everyone. So $117, again, it doesn't look like we can go far, but I promise we can. Now, everybody's grocery bill will look a little bit different. But my question to you is, how are you stretching your dollar and getting your biggest bang for the buck? I know it's hard right now because inflation, trust me. I cook for 2 people and inflation has definitely hit me. While I can get away with $70 to stretch out throughout 2 weeks, some people can't. Some people have families of 6. Some people have families of 4. Some people do live by themselves. The biggest thing is you need to be smart. So let's say I need to look at my grocery bill and I need to stretch this $117 as far as possible between these 4 categories. And again, it's okay to start with just 4 categories. So I'm automatically going to start with just $50 going to groceries. I know that I can, for 2 people, I can take $50 and make some really great meals and stretch it across 2 weeks. So now we are left with $67. Well, I know that definitely my car will need to be filled up with gas. A tip for gas: do not let your car get below the half tank. The reason why? Because you can actually get farther on filling up half your tank than being empty and having to drop another $50. I am going to give myself $40 for gas to get me through 2 weeks. Now, typically my car takes anywhere between 24 to 27. It really depends on how much I'm driving, which leaves me with $27 left to work with. Let's say I know I'm going to need an oil change in October. I should probably make my car more of a priority than Christmas, because I can always work around Christmas. I can't work around if my car breaks down. So of those $27, I am going to put 17 away. That means I'm going to put 10 in Christmas. You can put more to car maintenance. You can put less to Christmas. Maybe you only want to put $5 to Christmas and, take that other 5 and put it to your car maintenance. Again, whatever works best for you. You're going to do the exact same thing for that second paycheck. So I'm just quickly going to write that all out and show you. Okay, so this is the priority for paycheck number 2, and this is the second priority of bills I need to stuff for the next month. So we're going to start with $1,285 of my second paycheck on September 23rd. Now, again, remember that I already stuffed half of these bills. So I am okay to not have that full $1,300 amount, whatever, that we originally talked about. So I'm just going to start subtracting to see how much left I can stuff for the next half of bills. So we're going to subtract 286. We were so close to that $1 mark. Then 200, then 35, then 151, then 5, then 11. So we now have $597 left to work with. And so basically we're going to stuff $597. Now, just like I did with the last paycheck of splitting these priority bills in half, the next priority bills are also going to get split in half. So half of my $250 credit card bill is going to be $125. Half of my $150 bill for my gym membership is going to be $75. And my camera, which is $80 I pay a month, is going to be $40 a month, or $40 for this paycheck. So I'm just going to do that. So minus 125, minus 75, minus 40. And look at that bigger number, guys. $357 left to stuff. Look at that. That is so awesome. And again, it's because we have two very different bills to look at. So maybe you can put more towards groceries or more towards that car maintenance, a sinking fund. Maybe you just want to drop $100 into your savings account separate from all of that. Whatever works for you, right? One envelope at a time. And that's really all there is to it. I know there was a lot of information in those 20 minutes, but truly, if you just follow that process and break it down line by line, dollar by dollar, I promise that you are going to start looking at your budget very differently. That's all we have for today, guys. Thank you so much again for watching all the way through. I hope this answered some of your questions that you may have before starting your budgeting system and getting into cash envelope stuffing. If you have any more questions, please make sure you drop them in the comments below. Drop a like. It really helps spread this information to other people who may be in the same boat as you are and gets them answers a little faster. And of course, if you don't mind, please hit that subscribe button so you know whenever a new video drops, because I am ramping up content talking about my financial journey on this channel, as well as some other things ahead, of course. That's all I got though for today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.